Ready, set, go!
Greetings, children of the screen, your friendly neighborhood nerd scum here, coming at you with another Real Thoughts video. So, guys, this week, Heroes in Crisis number 3 came out. By Tom King, Clayman, I think Lee Weeks, and Maury, and, wow. I think I'm fucking done. Yeah, I'm fucking done with this book. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not furious or anything like that. I'm just done. I don't give a shit. I don't care what's gonna happen. Real quick, before I, really dive into it, let me just say, the artwork in this story has been beautiful from the very beginning. All the characters look absolutely awesome. Like, the coloring in the book is great. All of those things have been really, really good. I also want to state that Heroes in Crisis is a really great concept. Like, the idea of there needing to be a place where superheroes can go to deal with the trauma that they get from being superheroes. That is a great idea. In general, I like the concept. A lot of the ideas they explore for the individual characters in the story is also kind of cool. Not all of them. Again, somehow, despite Tom King writing a great Batman-Superman team-up story, in this story he seems to misunderstand the core concepts of both characters, not to mention Wonder Woman, and just has them totally mischaracterized throughout the entirety of, the first 2 issues, and in this issue they don't, really, I don't think they show up or do anything. No, they don't. They're useless. They're not even here. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that the concept behind Heroes in Crisis and putting this team on the book, all of that makes sense and seems like you could get something really, really cool out of it. But God, does it suck. And mind you, saying it sucks is not like a real analytical point of view. It's my gut reaction to it. Mostly, I'm just bored with it. But in terms of, okay, it sucks. Be more specific. Why does it suck? As I said, Tom King's characterization is all over the board. Lots of cool concepts, but the way that the characters display these concepts is completely incongruent to the characters as we fundamentally know them. As I've said before about most Tom King stories, he's way more interested in breaking characters down and then rebuilding them into, similar archetype structures that are augmented, and then just seeing how to play with that. He's much more interested in that than maintaining the iconicness of the core characters, and that is very clear and very rampant throughout this. Beyond that, the book has a serious fucking pacing issue. The first off, like most comics today, it's definitely paced for the trade. This is going to be 9 issues, it should have been 6 issues, because the first 2 issues should have been 1 issue. And, you know how, guys, this book is the beginning of the story. We're in issue 3, and now we're flashing back to see how things began with all the characters and see what, parts of what really happened. And, as someone once said, I'm personally of the opinion that maybe we should start our stories in the beginning instead of just when they get interesting. What sucks too is, you could have started off with this issue and it would have been just as interesting as what we started off with before. But no, Tom King had to give us the shock of everyone seeing their favorite heroes, sprawled out, murdered, right off the bat, And again, the pacing of it and, the book has the 9-panel grids structurally set up to break up the beginning and end of every individual issue and the like stories in between. But like when you actually read the 9 panel grids, like they very rarely actually offer anything in terms of the story. Like, yeah, it gives us more insight into why these characters are here, but as of so far, they're giving us a lot of stuff that seems pretty meaningless. While there's a couple of interesting things like thrown in there, like a lot of it is more just like him killing page space, padding it out because he's got to get it to 9 issues. This should have been 6 issues, and the pacing problems are clearly evident. It's clear that, like, honestly, probably issues 1, 2, and 3 should have been 1 issue. The first, like, 2/3 of the book would have been what we saw in the first 2 issues, and then for the end of the first issue, you'd cut back and show us how it began. So that way when we start the next story, like in the second issue, we have everything ready to go for the story. Like, that's really probably what the structure of the book should have been. But you know what? Who am I to say what the structure should have been? The structure doesn't fucking work for me. This issue was boring as hell. The other 2 issues were also boring as hell, except when something exciting does happen, it makes no sense. Like frickin' Harley Quinn taking out Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman all at the same time, and then Superman, without a hint of irony, looking at her and going, "She's just as good as you, Bruce." And people are saying it's a joke. It's not a joke. No, Harley Quinn's popular, so she can knock out all those characters. Apparently, according to Superman via Tom King. That sucks. Moving right along, while I said that like the core concept and idea behind this book is good, the actual execution of like how the heroes are trying to implement that through Sanctuary is fucking stupid and fucking ridiculous. It's an AI, so of course it's gonna flip out. Like every AI, especially any AI that Batman has a hand in creating. Mind you, he used like Superman's technology and like the empathy of Wonder Woman, but like, no. We all know that like that's the problem, and in this in fact even in this, like we see the holograms that are supposed to be like helping the heroes cope start like hurting them, like Booster. So clearly there's no like suspense in that. There's no drama in it because we already know what's going to happen. And beyond that, the rules of how Sanctuary works within the comic make no fucking sense. Like, we have a part where Booster is being taken to his room and he's being told that, like, we hide your identity, we protect you, we give you these masks to wear and these robes to wear, and if you want to go into the common area, you can wear those, you know, and all this kind of stuff. But, and then they're like, oh, we make sure no one will see you. But as they're saying this, there's a shot of Booster walking down the hall through one of these common areas where other people are like invisible distance of him, and he's got this mask and the robe, but you can see this part of his costume, his arms and his legs, and all the superheroes are doing it. They're all wearing their fucking costumes in there underneath these things. They're all like, I know you're in a world of superheroes, but you all have an iconic and clearly specific look to you. No one's gonna look at Booster Gold in this robe and think that it's anyone other than fucking Booster Gold. Like, yes, there's like some, you know, dispelling of disbelief, but like, come on, give me a fucking break, guys. Your artwork's beautiful, but you couldn't fucking hide that? Are you just trying to show us how fundamentally flawed it is? Is that the point? Because if that's the point, you're completely destroying any like sense of immersive believability in this thing you fucking created. Come the fuck on, guys. And then in this issue, we're starting to see things that actually contradict things that we've seen in previous issues, although I'm sure at the end of the day, that's going to be like the, you know, Sanctuary fucking with the characters' heads and making them see things that aren't really there, or Sanctuary duplicating characters and like having the duplicates do things to like mess with people's head. And I'm sure at the end of the day, like, you know what, it might even just be like knowing Tom King and like the way he likes to do things, probably the twist is going to be that like, oh no, it's like the Matrix where like none of this is really even happening, and like even Bruce and Clark and Diana are all just plugged into this machine in the Fortress of Solitude somewhere, where like they're just all playing this out in some kind of virtual reality scape or something to that effect. Either way, because I would rather that than what the ending of this book is actually going to be. And this is the thing that really pisses me off the most. They're dragging it out this long. The characterizations are so bad. The world and the concept is so illy put together and illy constructed. And at the end of the day, our main character for the story is fucking Booster Gold. And we already saw how Tom King deals with Booster Gold. At the end of the story, and again, a lot of writers do it, it's not just Tom King. Tom King's characterization is just so bad it makes it all the more deplorable that at the end of the story, if it's in the real world, if it's not some kind of matrixy, mindscape, virtual reality bullshit, Booster's just going to go back in time, erase everything, fix it, so that he's the only one who remembers it, because Tom King took away 20 years worth of character development for Booster Gold so that he could do what he wanted with him in his Batman title and in this title. So then at the end of that, we'll end up with a Booster Gold who, within the terms of this one story, somehow managed to get all that character development back, even though the events of the story in no way should do that. That is my biggest problem with this, is like, you're stretching it out, you're putting in not great work for a story that at the end of the day won't even fucking matter except to one character that you can't fucking write to save your life, and don't care about what, like, anyone who loves the character and, like, loves him in part because of how much he's grown as a hero and a character feel about that. That's fucked and shitty, and, like, I was kind of interested in this book when I first heard about it. It was a cool concept, and I like a lot of the characters involved, and I was willing to give Tom King a shot because, while I'm not into his Batman, he's written a lot of things I really like. But yeah, I am fucking done with Heroes in Crisis. You know, maybe it'll turn out to be good. Maybe afterwards people will tell me that I really missed out and that I should have been reading it all the time, in which case I'll pick it up in trade and give it another shot. But right now, there are tons of books that I'd rather be reading coming out, and tons of other things I'd rather be doing with my time. So for the moment, fuck Heroes in Crisis. Right on, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and share it with some friends. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little bell so you can get updates on all the dope content I'll have coming out in the future. Furthermore, guys, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I will have the link for that in the description below. Once again, thank you very much, children of the screen. Hope you all have a good one. Nerd Scum, motherfucking out.